What's up, guys? It's Sean here with the Sean Daily Football Channel, and today I have for you the Premier League roundup for Week 9. As you all well know, it was not the best weekend for my team. I will do a quick roundup of that at the end of the video, but let's kind of go through each team, give each result, and kind of analyze each game real quick, like we always do. Arsenal Villa, I was very, very wrong about this game. Arsenal actually came to play, and they came to play very, very well. 3-1 against Villa, even at home, is a very good result. Arsenal very much deservedly won this game. The XG had it at 3.5 to 1.4 to Arsenal, showing that they were heavy favorites and that they did deserve their victory. Very impressive, honestly. I've watched Villa play against Chelsea. I've seen them play against United, and I've seen them play multiple other games this season as well. And usually I've been pretty impressed with Villa, but this game, Arsenal took the game to Villa and got a result out of it. Very well done to Mikel Arteta and his team. Partey got his first goal for Arsenal as well. Emil Smith-Rowe, kind of lucky goal, but hey, a goal is a goal. No credit where credit's due. Villa, you need to do better. I was disappointed in Dean Smith's men this game. Moving on, Chelsea 7-0 against Norwich. What a game this was. Again, we've discussed this. I kind of made the notice about this in the preview. These kind of results kind of do happen. Even Daniel Falca, the Norwich manager, mentioned this in the post-game, that 7-0 to Chelsea is something that does happen. And you can argue that Chelsea were primarily just insanely clinical this game. The XG only had it at 3.1 to 0.27. Chelsea had 13 shots on target, and 7 of them went in. It's usually pretty high. 13 shots on target, the average you're looking at is usually around 4 goals, which is kind of where the XG is pointing at. 7 is a little over the top, kind of showing the level of clinicalness that Chelsea had this game, and an own goal and a penalty being also in there kind of throws off the stats a little bit. Very, very impressive results, obviously, for Chelsea. Norwich, going to get worse and worse for you guys, not going to lie. Moving on, we have Palace, Newcastle. Disappointed in Palace, mainly. XG had this at 2.2 to 0.72, showing that Palace should have done better. This is kind of going to be the case with this team. It's going to take time for Vieira to embed all these new players. They're going to have nights like this. It's okay. They are safe, in my opinion. I think the relegation is already pretty much kind of sewn and shut. There's just not... the lower half of the table is just so low quality between those 3 or 4 teams. I just don't see anything else happening. Newcastle, a point is a point. That's kind of what they need until the new manager kind of comes in and takes over, and really the new group kind of figures out what they want to do. Maintaining in the Premier League is a must for them. That's what they need to achieve. We talked about this next game, Watford Everton, on the Big Match preview, but I will talk about it again because I was so blown away and impressed by what Claudio Ranieri's men did this game. I thought this game would be 1-1. I wasn't expecting a lot from Everton. And I watched this game, actually. Everton got a good 2-1 lead, and then all of a sudden, at the 74th minute, everything fell apart for Everton. 4 goals in like 14 minutes is ridiculous. Josh King, very good hat-trick. The amount of composure that the Watford players showed in front of goal was phenomenal. Very, very happy for them and impressed by what Ranieri was able to do. This Watford team actually does have a few players that are able to surprise a lot of people. I've been very much impressed. Ismail Lassar was actually not the one that impressed me the most. Emmanuel Dennis, the former Bruges player, very, very good. Very good. Everton, rough. You guys need to do a lot better for me. Leeds, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Another game where Leeds... This was, to be fair, one of their better performances this season. Even XG had it at 1.7 to 0.8 to Leeds' favor. Their goal came in the 90th minute off of a penalty, though, which is kind of indignant of what the story is. They're just not getting goals. I don't think Leeds are in relegation threat at the moment. They are only 3 points out of the drop zone at the moment, but I just think that team is has a little bit too much quality that across the next 30 or so games that we have, they're gonna figure it out. It's a bit of a rough patch. I back Bielsa to figure it out. Wolves is a hard game. Bruno Lage also had 4 wins in the last 5. So being able to get a tie against them is impressive. They played better. Even Bielsa mentioned after the game, they deserve to win. All around, it's fine. Southampton Burnley. Surprised that there was goals in this game more than anything else. 1.4 to 0.67 for XG. Southampton is a conundrum for me. I don't know if I'm thinking they're going to stay or they're going to get relegated. They're the team that I think has the highest chance of dropping into that relegation zone alongside Burnley and Newcastle. The fact that Burnley was able to get 2 goals is ridiculous. Southampton, I feel like they should have won this game. Watching it, they deserve to win. I honestly think that team is good enough to stay in the league, but if they get dropped, I won't be surprised either, to be completely honest with you. Moving on. Brighton Man City. Man City showing... I was not expecting this result, honestly. I think I said this was going to be the shock result and Brighton are going to win this. City were just too much to handle on the day. After the first goal went in, it was just one after another. Phenomenal counterattacking play from City. 3.5 to 1.1 in XG. Brighton really tried. But the lack of Yves Bissouma being injured so far for the last 4 or 5 games is a huge loss for them. The amount that one man does is ridiculous. Phil Foden, hats off to him, showing more and more the quality of a player he is. Another player that I think doesn't get mentioned enough for Man City is João Cancelo. I think he's been an absolute revelation for them over the last year. I think he was phenomenal this game, and I'm just more and more impressed every time I watch him play because he's just a freak, to be completely honest with you. Moving on to the Sunday games, we have the love of my heart, Brentford, lost against Leicester. I don't think they deserve to lose this. They didn't deserve to lose this, honestly. Leicester pretty much had 2 major chances, and they were able to get 2 goals out of them. One of them being like a rocket from Tielemans from miles away. Not been impressed by Leicester's ability at chance creation this season so far. Even if we're going to take a look at their XG, Leicester ranked about 10th, 11th in the league for XG, for expected points. On expected goals, it's the same thing. Very, very lackluster. They don't create enough chances for me, and I just haven't been impressed with them. Brentford, happens. It happens. 2 games against Leicester and Chelsea where they lost both. I don't think they deserve to lose either of them, to be completely honest with you. West Ham Spurs, arguably the most impressive manager in the year 2021 has been David Moyes. David Moyes has been an absolute ridiculous manager, and he is showing up teams who are significantly better than his. Let's not get it wrong. This West Ham team is good. It is not this good. He is overperforming with this team because each player knows exactly what they're supposed to do, and he's organized them. His philosophy on... there was a study during the pandemic. He went and studied the Red Bull group. You can see there's small things of like that old Ali Huta's Red Bull team in this West Ham. The counter press, the aggression. I'm a big fan. Spurs, I didn't see anything from them this game. West Ham deserved to win, and I'm happy that they're showing teams up in the Premier League because they absolutely deserve it. Finally, let's talk about the game, and we talked about it in depth yesterday. I'm just going to kind of segue this into my thoughts about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United. First things first, I'm going to give credit to Liverpool. They absolutely did the job phenomenally. But I will also say we played into their hands. I don't think Liverpool had to try that hard. I think Liverpool's games against Norwich was more difficult than this one was. We made it so easy for them. I think they couldn't believe how easy it was to score against us. But going back to Manchester United, I was thinking about this the other day. As far as squad quality goes, you can make a lot of arguments about it. But the fact of the matter is, this squad is arguably one of the top 10 squads in world football. You throw Bayern Munich, PSG, maybe even Madrid in there. And they throw in the 3 top teams in England as well. But as far as squad quality goes, United's right around there. And to be humiliated to this level. Once I mentioned yesterday, Joel Thomason mentioned this as the worst result in Premier League history. And honestly, it did feel that way. I've watched the 8-2 loss that Arsenal had against United. I watched that game. The Arsenal team just weren't good enough. When it came to this game, there are so many players that both, if you were going to make a combined 11, I would say there would be 4 or 5 United players in that combined 11. But the level of quality you're getting out of this team is just insulting at this point. I feel like more than anything else, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to leave to save his reputation and his history with the club more than anything else, because I think it's just going to get worse from here. Spurs next week, City the week after, Atalanta in between. We haven't deserved to win any game this season, in all honesty. Except maybe Leeds. Newcastle, I guess. There are very rare times where I've been hopeless as a United fan while watching a game. This was one of those times. Mistakes happen. It's okay to have a bad game. It happens. They're people too. We ideally don't want it to happen, but there are situations where it was the amount of small, fundamental mistakes that are just basic. The inability to learn from mistakes is ridiculous from this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer regime. I was very much willing to give him the chance and okay with him going through the motions when there was obviously a gulf in quality between our team, our 11 and the higher teams. But it's when those basics, like playing out the back. I have never seen a team be so bad at playing out the back than we are. I've never seen such a team with so many superstars not be able to make a concrete chance or an opportunity. It's a very, very weird system that we have, and I think it's time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to go. I think it's best for everybody because I think there is time to salvage this season. I think if he stays, we are in danger of dropping out of the top 4, and I think that is too big of a risk, not only financially, but for the future of the club. So I would suggest that the club should possibly look for alternatives because it is time. And with that, I'm going to end this video. I will be back tomorrow, most likely with there are some cup games going on. I might do a review about that, but we'll see. More than anything else, guys, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.